that cats are a more appropriate vehicle for the different stages of human life, as opposed to dogs. Cats can show birth, life, and death, whereas, as demonstrated by musicals and movies, dogs only show death. We will examine films and musicals such as The Lion King, Aristocats, Cats, and Old Yeller. We will start with birth. The circle of life. 'Cause the cat's the only cat who knows where it's at. Death. Meow, 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 meow. As opposed to dogs, who really only show death. Oh, they killed Old Yeller. In conclusion, cats are a better vehicle for the complexity of the different stages of human life, as opposed to dogs. We have seen this in Circle, 'cause the cat's the only cat. Meow, meow. Mom, they killed Old Yeller. After all, humans are more complex than death or dogged determination. Hi students, this is Miss Anna, and that was probably the only musical essay you have ever seen. Alright, as you know, we are looking at essay structure this week, and in particular, how to outline essays. Before we start, I need to introduce you to Taz, my sort of willing fellow performer. He doesn't belong to me, but he's really cool. His name is Taz, and he's deaf, but he wasn't born deaf. Okay. Alright, so we're going to start out just by reviewing the different parts of a 5-paragraph, 3-point essay, which is the basic structure that you saw in the musical essay. Alright. Just going to tape this stuff up on the wall. Alright. As you know, essays start with an introduction. They have a body. They also have a conclusion. Simple, right? Just review. Alright. Your introduction should start with a memorable opening. I call it a grand master opening. You know how when you get to the circus and everyone's just kind of, chilling, they're eating popcorn, they're just enjoying themselves. So when the Grand Master makes his big entrance, his immediate job is to grab your attention. So that in the musical essay, the is supposed to grab your attention and get you started on this journey of the essay. Introduce the material or the subject of the essay, which in this case was cats. So, thesis. Alright, so your thesis in a basic 3-point essay is your overlying argument. You've already thought about it. You already know why you believe that cats are a better way to describe human experience than dogs. And so your thesis is a one-sentence argument. You're going to spend the rest of your time in the essay leading up to, well, proving why you think that argument is true. Okay, I'm going to move things around a little bit. Put the conclusion down there. Alright. What you also want to do in your introduction is give the readers a little map of where you're going. So in the musical essay, our map was, we will be looking at Lion King, Aristocats, Cats the Musical, and briefly at Old Yeller. Okay. So, then we get to the body. Woohoo! Hello, body. Alright. And the 3-point essay structure is just a really basic structure. Generally, you do just have 3 points, which in this case was that cats are great at expressing birth. Circle! Death. Oh, sorry. Birth, life, and death. Okay. Alright, kind of see where we're going? Each of these points is normally a paragraph, 3 to 5 sentences long. The reason I keep saying normally is this is a basic structure. You could decide, you know what? I think that we need to spend 2 paragraphs on talking about the Lion King. And maybe we'll just use 1 paragraph for point B, talking about Aristocats. This is really basic. What you have probably thought is, wait, but Miss Anna, we talked about dogs. Shouldn't we have a 4th point? We should. We should have a point D over here, D for dogs, talking about why dogs are really only used to express death. So our 5-paragraph, 3-point essay is really flexible. It can become a 4-point essay. Arguably, it could only be a 2-point essay, but it's normally in 3s, and that's because the human mind loves 3s. We'll talk about why when we get to our Hamlet section. Okay, and then finally, conclusion. Alright, running out of space here, but you should still be able to see. Alright, so in your conclusion, you need to restate your thesis. Cats are better, or are a better way of expressing the human condition than dogs, as demonstrated in musicals and movies. You review, just like your map up here, you are reviewing the points that you went through. And you end with a button. Now, a button is a final statement, not a new thesis, but a final statement to help your reader think about why they should care about what they've just heard. So, in this case, the button for our musical essay was, the human experience is more complex than just death or dogged determination. And that's not something anyone can argue. They're not going to say, hey, wait, but I don't agree with that. Because you don't want to end with anything that will make them want a new essay. You need to leave it with something that makes them think, but they don't want to argue it. So let's go